Hello viewers, welcome to the September episode of nasscom Insights TechBytes. We are back with some interesting findings from our latest research on technology trends and market insights, which I am sure will help you plan your tech strategy better. In this episode, we'll be discussing 4 exciting reports that we launched last month. The first report focuses on the deep tech potential in Indian B2B SaaS companies. This is made in partnership with EY. Our second report was around building new work models, highlighting key strategies that HR leaders found to be successful during the pandemic and that they believe will continue to be important going forward in the hybrid work era. The third one was a deep dive on the state of AI ecosystem in Telangana. Last but not the least, we also published a report on 26 emerging technology hubs of India in partnership with Deloitte, which highlighted the growing importance of Tier 2 cities in India as technology hubs. We will also have quick takes on key leader talk sessions with industry experts that were featured in the nasscom Insights channel last month, as well as market trends in different segments of the tech industry that stood out, and some key transactions that took place in August. So are you ready to jump in? But wait, before we get started, make sure you're subscribed to our channel to stay updated on the latest insights and trends from the tech industry. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now. Now I'd like to invite our analyst to share the key highlights from some of the latest reports from nasscom Insights. For our DeepTech SaaS report, titled Breaking Ground, Unravelling the DeepTech Potential in Indian B2B SaaS, we have Ashish with us. Ashish, welcome to TechBytes.
Thanks, Achyuta.
Ashish, can you tell us how widespread the use of deep tech is in India's B2B SaaS landscape?
Deep tech has become inherent into the B2B SaaS ecosystem, and it has become a part of every product that they have to offer. Now, this is confirmed by our analysis, which shows that 99% of the B2B SaaS companies are leveraging deep tech. Even the extent of usage is quite broad, and we found that there are 109 distinct use cases that these companies are working on. And more than 60% of these companies are developing at least one of the top 10% deep tech use cases. Also, if we analyze further into the kind of technology utilized, the share of AI and ML is the maximum at 54%, followed by big data and descriptive analytics, which is at 39%. So overall, deep tech is deeply ingrained into the B2B SaaS ecosystem and getting utilized across multiple areas.
Thanks, Ashish. It seems that AI has more than 90% market share when it comes to deep tech adoption in B2B SaaS companies. Interesting to know that almost all B2B SaaS companies are leveraging deep tech. But so what is the impact that deep tech has on the growth trajectory of these firms?
The impact is strong. The impact of deep tech on the growth trajectory is quite strong, especially if the B2B SaaS company is inventive deep tech focused, which is again focused on building the IP. We found that there is a direct correlation between the ARR CAGR and the number of patents filed by the B2B SaaS company. Our analysis shows that IP focused companies grew at 30 to 50% higher CAGR, ARR CAGR as compared to others. Being inventively focused is also visible in the strategy of Indian B2B SaaS companies, and our analysis shows that 25% of Indian B2B SaaS companies are inventively focused on deep tech, and that there has been a 2.5x growth in the number of patents filed in the past 5 years.
Wow, these are good stats, 2.5x growth in the number of patents filed in the past 5 years, but I think the base is very small and we would love to see more happening on that space. With this growth, what strategic ecosystem initiatives you think can enhance deep tech's impact in Indian B2B SaaS companies?
While the top 10% of the distinct use cases have an average of nearly 20 companies working on them, while bottom 60% of the distinct use cases have less than 2 companies each working on them. So deep tech can definitely be leveraged more extensively by the Indian B2B SaaS companies. Now, for effective scaling of the deep tech SaaS ecosystem, stakeholders must come together and address the key challenges. Challenges like talent, patient capital, infrastructure continue to be the major pain points that affect the rapid adoption of deep tech into the ecosystem. Hence, initiatives like increasing access to open data, enhancing academia collaboration, creating deep tech focus funds, etc. are very much required to enable the growth of deep tech in the near future.
Thank you for your insights, Ashish. The report link is in the description box below. It's free, so go ahead and download it right now. For our next report, building new work models. We have Neha to discuss some of the key highlights of the report with us. Welcome to TechBytes, Neha.
Thanks, Achyuta.
So Neha, what's this report all about and what will viewers get out of this one?
So this report is a compilation of key virtual practices that the organizations have learned during the pandemic. It also highlights many such learnings that remain relevant even in the current hybrid setup.
Interesting. And how do you think COVID really impacted the future of work?
So COVID has actually impacted the future of work in a positive way, with most of the organizations innovating a lot of effective virtual management practices, which actually kept the organizations, people and the workflow intact during the tough times.
Agree. And I'm sure onboarding of new joiners would have been a task during COVID. How did organizations really integrate them?
So I agree with you, Achyuta, and it was a challenge to integrate new joiners. So what we heard people talk about is, they focused on 4 broad steps to integrate the new joiners. The first one was building cohort, which meant that the organization made sure that they set up right set of people whom they meet on their first day, which actually helps the organization in making their journey smoother. So be it, HR folks or IT admin, their managers, their directors. So maybe, the first set of people whom they will need in their initial days, they should all be met on the first day.
And I think the buddy model really picked up at that time.
Exactly. The buddy, the mentor. So that really helped. The second thing is, they had to set up some helping hands. So day one when they come in, they need to know, HR and admin folks, whom to meet, and the HR admin should be well equipped to help them with all their requirements that could be. This will actually help any early frustration that the employees may have. So that really helped. The third part was right induction. So it was very important, though everything was online, but setting up the right virtual session was very, very important. So that was really needed because they had to be made aware of what the organization stands for, what was the culture, who are the key people. So that was very important. And last and not the least, it was very important for the managers and mentors to maintain the right check-ins with the employees so that, they are sure that they are settling in well.
Sure. And what are some of the practices that came up during COVID that are still continuing to sustain in this current hybrid model setup?
Yeah. So I think some of the practices that like, virtual town halls, virtual hiring, virtual leadership connects, virtual communities, even online learning and development programs that were started during the COVID times, they still remain quite relevant. And what we really need to understand is that it's no longer about whether it's online or whether it's in person. The two has to coexist the way we are working now. And that has to flow, this understanding has to flow from the top. And the leadership, whether that needs, the leadership to develop new capabilities or enhance their own capabilities, that should be done at an organizational level. Just to conclude, probably I'll say that, the virtual practices that we have built are playing a crucial role in building organizational capabilities, and we must value them.
Thank you. Thank you, Neha, for the insights. Viewers, this is a free report. Download link is in the description box below. Please download it. And by the way, we have a dedicated track towards Future of Work. Do check it out. Thank
Thanks, Achyuta.
For our next report on the state of AI ecosystem in Telangana, we have Namita to discuss the key findings. Welcome to the show, Namita.
Thank you, Achyuta.
Namita, tell us more about what this study covers.
Sure, Achyuta. This particular study is a comprehensive coverage of Telangana's AI journey thus far. It's interesting to see how the state has moved forward on 9 core pillars and worked together on all of them, right? It's the vision of being a front runner in AI, the kind of AI initiatives that they have run across industry, academia and research institutes, the kind of AI alliances that they have created with the industry, scaled AI adoption and really boosting those kind of concepts with the startups, the kind of execution-focused tech policies that they have across emerging tech portfolio, academia and industry collaboration independent of the government, launch of T-AIM, and the fact that they call 2020 the year of AI, and above all, strengthening of the startups and talent. I think those 9 things have really worked.
Excellent. Let's start with the research part first. How has Telangana gone about doing quality research and innovation in AI?
Sure, and I think when we did this analysis, research came out to be their central focus. While it is a focus, the state is still building on top of it. But what's interesting is three ways that they have done this. One, building institutes of eminence that actually figure in the global rankings. So IIIT Hyderabad and IIT Hyderabad figure in the global 1000 rankings. The kind of faculty publications that they are there and the reputation of the faculty, they are very highly cited. And also the fact that they are focusing on certain areas of AI. For example, in India, about 35% of computer vision and about 73% of robotics papers and publications come from Telangana faculty.
Okay, that's very interesting, Namita. But as such, any state initiatives require significant government support, right? So how has the government of Telangana been supporting the state's AI growth?
Absolutely, very true, Achyuta. And I think the AI mission and the focus of Telangana government is along multiple pillars. Those pillars are, government-led adoption as well as industry-initiated adoption. On the government side, they have worked very strongly in public and governance services using AI, particularly in mobility, forest and agri-management. On the industry side, their initiatives are also very noteworthy. We know about T-Works, T-Hub, their Robotics Innovation Center, which is RICH, the TASK, which is the Talent and Skilling Initiative, particularly focused on emerging tech, and also V-Hub, which is for women particularly. So I think those institutions have helped in increasing industry partnership, mentorship, and also financing and global market access for startups. I think the third thing that's very interesting that we found was open data sets. Telangana probably is a pioneer state when it comes to the open data portal policy. And it has about 144 data sets across a variety of sectors. More interestingly, the only vehicular traffic data set of India comes from Telangana. Also, they are working towards improving the infrastructure. So what we know is that TM is working with CDAC to build about 410 petaflops of AI capacity that would be given in very, very subsidized ways to SMEs and startups.
Great. And folks, TAIM is Telangana AI Mission. The next question, Namita, is, we talk about startups, we talk about AI talent. Is there a specific approach to this within Telangana that you see?
Yes, absolutely. I think talking about startups, one of the things that Telangana's approach stands out in is the kind of mix of startups that they have across the growth stages and across the kind of emerging tech that they cover. So the focus is not just on AI, but a plethora of emerging tech which can come together to scale the implementation of AI. So in one of the global startup rankings, Telangana is actually ranked 10th, and in Asia the effort is ranked 4th. They are also ranked very highly in terms of affordable talent. Just some numbers, I think about 1.9 billion worth of funding that has come through in the first half of 2023 or up till the first half of 2023, and more than 2,000 startup entrepreneurs have been supported by organizations like T-Work and T-Hub. I think on the talent side, again very interesting because they have more PhDs and postgraduate students in AI, so about 10,000 AI postgraduates and about 450 PhDs from the state. They also have an aim to train about 1 lakh in AI basic skills. So I think put together, startups and talent are emerging as strong pillars for Telangana.
Thank you. It seems like it's a state with a plan. Thanks, Namita, for giving us a sneak peek of the report. Great insights. Viewers, please don't forget this report is available for free download. You can find the link in the description box below. Next, we have Nirmala sharing some key findings from the Emerging Technology Hub study. Nirmala, can you share a little bit about the scope and objective of this report?
Thank you, Achyuta. Although the industry was growing rapidly, COVID-19 and not only how the demand shifted, but also how the industry shifted to an immensely distributed model. This model has also led to the emergence of work from anywhere, work from home, giving rise to tier 2-3 locations as hubs for function. Keeping this premise in mind, our report identifies 26 emerging technology hubs in India based on various parameters. The report, in partnership with Deloitte, highlights the rise of tier 2 cities in India as dynamic tech hubs, reshaping the future of work and innovation. It's also a comprehensive guide for enterprises to make informed decisions about establishing and operating technology centers in emerging cities.
Thanks, Nirmala. This is indeed a timely report for our industry, which is reassessing their business and work models. What was the basis for selecting the 26 emerging hubs that you just spoke about?
Sure. The report examines 5 overarching pillars: talent, infrastructure, risk and regulatory environment, startup ecosystem, and social and living environment, which are vital for establishing a flourishing technological landscape. Talent is the strongest pillar, which plays a key role in examining these hubs. At present, 11 to 15% of India's tech talent resides in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. As decentralization of work gains momentum, many new opportunities open for people in these emerging cities. Infrastructure, which is akin to oxygen required for living. Along with strong internet and telecom development, real estate rent is at 50% lower than mature hubs and is also a key differentiator. Beyond this cost advantage, Tier 2 cities have become breeding grounds for innovation, nurturing a mutually beneficial relationship between startups and established corporations. Conducive regulatory environment from the state and central government is a cherry on the cake for these emerging hubs.
Great. Would you also like to share a few examples of companies successfully expanding to these emerging hubs and creating a larger impact for the organizations?
Sure. Numerous organizations have successfully set up and scaled their operations in many of these emerging cities, with third-party service providers being at the forefront of capitalizing on the benefits of these locations. In our report, we have interesting case studies and best practices highlighting the journey and success of organizations who have already set up centers in these emerging hubs. For example, AGS Health, a company focused on the healthcare insurance and revenue cycle management business, expanded its operation to centers in Ahmedabad, Tirupati, Vellore, and most recently Jaipur. These centers can accommodate more than 2,000 individuals and have been high quality talent in medical coding and billing. We have many such examples of companies expanding to these locations either for sourcing talent or for purely creating social impact. For instance, First Source Center in Tiruchirappalli provides opportunities to candidates from socio-economically disadvantaged communities with limited exposure or experience.
Thank you, Nirmala, for sharing all the details about the reports. Viewers, again, this is a free report. Please don't forget to download. You can find the link of this report in the description box below. Now, I'd like to invite Shagun from our marketing team to give us a brief overview of some of our recent thought leadership sessions and why you should be definitely checking them out. Welcome to TechBytes, Shagun.
Thanks for having me here, Achyuta. We had 3 very insightful sessions in August. The first one was a Tech Talk segment in which we discussed AI Ops. In this conversation, we covered interesting topics such as AI Ops benefit drivers and adoption trends, playbook for starting your AI Ops journey. For this conversation, we had leaders from LTI Mindtree, IBM Research Lab India, and BMC Software India Private Limited. Achyuta, we also had the very first episode of Strive Up, the Startup Chronicles with nasscom Insight in August. The discussion revolved around reason for investors shifting their strategies, trending in niche sectors like mental health and wellness, funding winters in the Indian tech startup ecosystem, strategies that a startup can use to sail through the crisis. For this session, we had leaders from United We Care and Aurum PropTech. Our final session of the month was the Analyst Corner with Stanton Jones, distinguished analyst from ISG, in which we discussed key takeaway from the quarterly ISG Technology Deal Index, top deals that have made an impact on segment like IT, BPM, SaaS. Key takeaway from the global IT Q2 CY 2023 results. Forecast on how the next few quarters will look like for the global tech industry.
Thanks, Shagun. This was very interesting and congratulations on launching a new product, the Strive Up Chronicles. Viewers, the links to the sessions are in this description box below. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on them. Please feel free to share them in the comment section. Thank you. Okay, next up is Prajwal to give us a brief lowdown on what's happened in the tech industry this month. Welcome to the show, Prajwal.
Thanks, Achyuta.
Prajwal, what were the latest trends shaping the future of tech services, Indian tech services last month?
Okay, so to begin with IT services and BPM, we observed boosting Gen AI as one of the key trends. So we saw Indian tech companies investing and promoting Gen AI by establishing COEs on Gen AI and collaborating with firms to accelerate adoption. Next, we also saw focus on digital transformation as one of the key trends, where Indian tech companies are being selected to transform business processes for their clients in different geographies. Now, through this, companies aim to transform enterprise applications, accelerate cloud journey, and implement automation, analytics, including AI/ML, and DevOps for clients. Now, moving on to ER&D, we saw collaborating for automotive solutions as a new trend. Now, here we see Indian ER&D companies are collaborating and establishing EV laboratory with academia to promote research and related to e-mobility and associated technologies. Now, collaboration is also aiming in the development of the new standards and software architecture for the future vehicle systems. Now, coming to startups, we saw India AI 2023 as one of the latest theme in this segment. Now, with AI startups at the core, India plans to host Made in Global India AI 2023 Summit in October. Now, the conference aims to spur investment opportunities in the country's AI startup ecosystem and nurture talent.
Prajwal, thanks for sharing your insights on the latest tech trends. What were some of the key contracts, deals, partnerships that happened last month?
Okay, Achyuta. So, starting with partnerships, we saw Persistent Systems strengthening its strategic collaboration with Google Cloud, launching a suite of Google Cloud-powered generative AI solutions. Now, these offerings will equip clients throughout their AI journey, from AI explorers to generative AI disruptors. Now, to understand how to successfully identify and implement these advanced technologies to their businesses at scale. We also saw HCL Tech collaborating with Amazon Web Services to accelerate the adoption of generative AI at the company and by enterprises globally. Now, coming to contracts, we observed Liberty Global and Infosys expanding their partnership to leverage AI to deliver AI-powered digital entertainment experience to customers worldwide and drive down technology cost. Next, we also saw HCL Tech signing an exclusive preferred professional services agreement with Cloud Services Group for TIBCO solutions. Now, this will help drive better value for end customers leveraging TIBCO products to further accelerate their data-driven digital transformation.
And were there any acquisitions last month?
Yes, Achyuta. Yeah, so we also saw one acquisition which was done by London-based another acquisition which has acquired New Delhi-based AI-powered email solutions provider Nixion.ai. Now, Nixion.ai enables user to send marketing and transactional messages focusing on user behavior for optimizing results and leveraging AI to predict user sentiments.
Thanks, Prajwal, for these insights. Viewers, thank you for joining us today. We hope you found this episode informative. You can download all our reports from the nasscom community and the nasscom website. We have a great lineup of reports coming out in September, so stay tuned. To receive notifications as soon as new videos are added to our channel, please click the bell button. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues. We look forward to hearing your comments. Stay safe and keep watching.